All right, we are en route to the last B team match. Series currently 2-1 in favor of Team Beast. And here we go of Sierr versus Ardent on Fighting Spirit. Up here on the upper left corner, we have the white Terran for Team CWA, Sierr.
And then in the bottom left, from Team Beast, we have our orange Zerg Ardent, aka Melon Monkey.
Got some of the Team Beast guys in chat saying that Ardent has leveled up, but I think they're talking mostly about his ZVP, so we get to see what his ZVT looks like. And honestly, as a Zerg player myself, those are completely different games. So we will have to see how he does. Sierr, I think, was a little nervous about this. When we were talking about who to field for the sub, he seemed to not want to play just because he didn't think he was up to it, but his team did encourage him to go for it. So we'll see what he can pull out, what he's got in store for us.
Yeah, and even if he didn't want to play, win or lose, props for him for stepping up, like I said before. Good job to come in and play and sub for your teammate that wasn't able to make it.
Absolutely. It's a tough situation all around, but props for sure. So we are going to see looks like a wall situation. I don't know if that is a good location for that building. I think you typically see the barracks and then 2 supply depots below, but it might work out. I'm not very well versed on Terran walls, and the walls have sort of fallen out of favor. I think a lot of Terrans are opting to just go for a good sim around the command center and SCV micro, but certainly if you have a specific strategy in mind where you want to block a scout or you're not confident in your SCV micro, a wall is a good choice.
Definitely. We'll have to see how this comes along. I was just going to say, maybe he's planning for some kind of cheeky, one base play. He doesn't want the drone getting in, or he just kind of wants to hold up on his ramp here. We'll see. Not opting to maybe go for that fast expand that we see most Terrans do.
Yep, and we do see the Overlord is going to reach Sierr's base first. He's got a lucky scout here, and he will see that wall situation, so his scouting drone will probably be pulled back. Meanwhile, Sierr is opting to go cross scout, which I kind of like because you'll see the Overlord potentially, and you'll know which side to go on other than cross. So this is a cool decision here from him. I think that Ardent actually pulled that Overlord back too fast, so he might not have noticed what direction that was coming from. And sending the drone too, so Ardent is going to want to get into that base and see if there's a gas timing, which in fact Sierr is going for a gas build. If he completes this wall and stops the scout, that could be huge. Oh, it's not a complete wall. The drone can fall through.
That's what we were worried about.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, but that is unfortunate for him. So he's going to see the gas, and that's going to tell Ardent a lot about what could potentially be coming here, and he will probably be defended. Depending on what it is, he might actually be caught off guard since there are some options, but he will know it's not that standard marine heavy play like 5 racks.
For sure. He actually has 4 SCVs gas there, but a bit unfortunate. We'll have to see what he goes for. He's banking up a decent amount of gas already and hasn't put down anything for it. Are we going to see... we'll see a factory next, but what is he going to do? Is he going to go for some, vulture play or a heavy mech style?
Absolutely. We're gonna see that factory first for sure. But you can always follow up with starports. You can still go medic and marine with some sort of tech behind. You can go just mass factory. There's a lot of options here, so we will have to see what he opts for. A couple of marines being made as well. Even though the wall is not complete, he'll be totally safe with just 1 SCV blocking that gap. And it looks like on Ardent's side, we do have a 3 hatch build coming out. Nice layer timing. Would probably expect to see a Spire just by the virtue that there's no Hydralisk Den yet. And a single creep colony, so he knows that vultures are a possibility when you scatter gas that fast, and he is going to be prepared for that.
We do see an engineering bay coming down before. A bit interested why he's mining so much gas if he's not spending it on anything.
Yeah, I am not sure what the build is here. It looks like maybe he's changing his mind based on the fact that the gas was scouted, but if that is the case, you'd want to stop mining it for sure. You would definitely want to mind game your opponent and make sure you're not investing so heavily into this mining. He actually has 4 SCVs on the gas, so he really wants that gas. but it looks like he is going to just follow this up with an engineering bay and a second barracks. So we are going to see bio-style play out from the Terran. And I take it back, the Hydralisk Den was started right after I had mentioned the mutas, so we are going to see a lurker opening here. And it looks like initially not going to be a ton, since Ardent hasn't banked up that much gas, only starting his second extractor now. But that is going to be tough to deal with on a bio style where you don't even have your natural.
Yeah, especially because he has no detection up yet. I would expect to see him throw down maybe a couple of turrets to detect for any potential lurkers, or if it was muta play, to shoot the mutas, but I don't see anything coming yet.
Yep, and he's building a command center now, but this is not a fast expansion build. You know, typically the fast expansion builds are mapped out so that you have enough to defend against some sort of a rush, but you're getting that command center up as soon as possible, just based on, you know, mining this gas for as much as he did and getting the additional structures before the command center. He won't really have his natural location before Ardent already has some lurkers ready. And if Ardent can really just contain him up his ramp, he's going to have a tall order of getting out of there. He's going to need to drop ship, he's going to need tanks. Just Marine Medic isn't going to do it.
For sure. And bit interesting placement on the command center too. I'd like to see him build it a little bit closer to his minerals, maybe like a dark CC going on here or something.
Yeah, and you know, closer to the wall where you already have your defenses anyway. I think that would be a little bit better. He is sending one Marine out and is going to get caught by some Zerglings, but these Zerglings aren't going to be able to do anything to the wall with 4 Marines and an SCV. I do worry a little bit, the unit count is not very high. It looks like SCVs have been cut a little bit here, and the barracks have really not been blinking for most of the game. You know, really need to keep that macro cycle going, and we have banked up quite a bit of gas now. So just by virtue of getting that gas early and not using it, like all of that gas is essentially minerals. You mine gas a little bit faster since they don't have to have a mining animation, but all of these SCVs could be helping with minerals, and that would put Sierr in a much better position this game. Building a bunker right next to some Zerglings. Looks like Ardent is not going to let him get away with that. And like I say, it's really tough for Terran to get control of this natural later in the game, especially when Zerg has his tech out.
For sure. He is floating the command center now, down over there now. He does have these Marines he could push out, maybe push these Lings back.
Now, interestingly, Ardent has made a bunch of Hydras. He had the fast Hydra Den, but he's now since transitioned to a Spire build, and he has some mutas coming out. There's only 3 right now, but both these players are going for really wacky builds. I think Ardent might just be trying to go for mutas after he scouted that there was no natural, but really I think you want to get the contain going here with the lurkers.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to get a few mutas out to try and scout and see what the Terran's up to too. See, like, is he banking up a bunch of, you know, wraiths or something, or is he getting a bunch of mech behind this? Like, what's the Terran actually doing? Because he doesn't really know.
Yeah, certainly. It's really uncomfortable to play against a one-base Terran as a Zerg. It's not something you're used to since the fast expansion is just so common these days. You don't really know what's possible, what they could be having. So just using mutas for scouting is a fine decision. I think at that point I would not have invested in the Hydralisks necessarily. But as it is, you know, just based on Sierr being one base for so long and mining so much gas, Ardent has a lot to play with here. And that's a big mutaflock. Marines are going to have to run back towards the turrets here, and I think that Ardent actually has enough to just muscle this down.
Yeah, he's even got one Hydralisk coming up in here. Yeah, Sierr didn't have any medics. The academy's actually not quite finished yet either, and these mutas are just picking off SCVs.
There's a decent amount of turrets, but at this point so much damage has been done, and there is the GG. So Ardent is going to take the game, and I'll say that, you know, Sierr, thanks for stepping in, man. You know, I'm sure your team appreciates that over the walkover. Well played, and I think I'd love to see you back on Season 3, and we'll get you in some more games. I don't know if you actually played any games in the actual season.
Yeah, like I said, I don't recall seeing any games from. I would definitely like to see them involved more in Season 3. So
Absolutely.
Would love to have you back. I'm sure you could learn a lot, but GG.
Yeah, it's very difficult to sub in, and honestly, that match is a lot like our Week 1 games kind of go, where it's someone who's more newer to the CPL, without a lot of the coaching. So I think you know, Sierr, get involved, get on those games in Season 3, and we're going to see a lot of improvement out of you.